Hey guys, just got back from Rambat and had a bunch of really cool matches. So I just figured that I would throw them up on the YouTubes and go over like just one or two points that happened over those matches. Because there's a lot of stuff that you don't really get online, but you do get offline, you know, like little mind games and things. And I had the privilege of going through 5 on-stream matches at this Rambat. So I thought this was a good opportunity to just go through the matches with you guys and see what you think. So my first on-stream match was against a Nash player, and like all Nashes, I'm not terribly confident in fighting them. I don't think it's a good matchup for Alex, but I do usually win this one. So I went into this one fairly confident, and the only thing I really tried to remind myself about was after a medium scythe kick. There's kind of like a little mind game there because Nash is like -10, but he's at a range where he's safe, so he usually tries to press a button to whiff punish whatever people are throwing out afterwards. So in those situations, I like to try and play with slower buttons or delayed buttons to try and catch that whiff punish.
He's Halloween. It's pretty sick though, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ah, that's the new combo. The new one. Not quite the confirm we're after.
Lariats. I love his lariats.
So looking back on the first round, there was quite a number of those medium scythe kicks I was talking about, but I actually didn't punish them when he did them too close. And there was at least 2 occasions just in that one round which I could have punished it with a stand heavy punch or a crouch heavy punch and gotten a lot of momentum off of that. And that was a big mistake on my part. But the main takeaway from this whole match is I never really felt like I couldn't win the game. Even though I was down on life by a lot, I never gave up. I never had this thought in my mind that it was possible for me to lose.
That's done. I think he kills.
Nah, not yet.
I think he kills. He kills.
My
yeah,
God.
dude. Yeah, man.
What?
That's some fatty damage.
Sorry, did someone turn the scaling off?
Yeah, right. Well, now that, because this is my assumption.
Mate, that's a soul stone. He's got the soul stone. No wonder.
Alright, dude.
No
My
wonder.
vision ad, dude.
So my opponent decided to change characters after the first game. And this is something that usually gives me even more confidence because just generally speaking, in a first or 2, I feel like it's a dumb move, you know? All of the knowledge and data that you gathered from the first game is effectively deleted. There's obviously certain things that you can carry over, but I think you lose a lot from changing characters in a first game. But what really shocked me here is my opponent turned to me and said I was gonna lose anyway as he was changing characters. And I think the whole takeaway from this entire match is just believe in yourself, because he was not doing badly. He almost perfected me. And as I said, Nash is a character that I personally have trouble with. And he probably knows that as well. You know, I've sat down with him and taught him, and 5 minutes later, he's beating me like 7-3 or something. So all in all, I found this character swap really baffling.
He just chops you from full screen, man.
Jumps in and gets hit by the shoulder of the
Some
jab.
Gauss stuff, dude. Yoga Sniper doesn't even hold a candle back. Damn, he just crouch heavy punch to the knee. That's crazy.
You know what?
Alright, back it up.
He believes in himself now. You have to make a big sacrifice.
Dude, when you're in that situation where Guile's just turtling, it's always like, man, do I neutral jump and see if he just insta flash kicks me? Just insta.
It's no matter what range you're at, just jump.
That's good. That's good. Keeping him in there. Oh, whistle throw there. Whistle throw. That's right. What kind of grappler throws? But this one, apparently.
Oh, look at that patience.
I like it. Dude, he hits fat combo off this. Puts him back in the corner. Oh no, goes to the reset.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh god, he might regret this.
Here we go. Gotta go fast.
Guile's got V-trigger too, so you don't want to touch that air. Because next thing you know, you cop... No way, right?
Honestly, here I was probably trying to swagger a little too hard. This super left him with a very, very small amount of health. And I could clearly see that he had his stand heavy punch just waiting out there to be whiff punished. So I could have very easily confirmed this into a chop before I went to the super, and I would have won the game right then and there. But nevertheless, it was a win, and most of it I would credit to just a little bit of confidence. So my next opponent, I knew nothing about. I heard that he was a Karin player, and it's a matchup that I play fairly frequently against Godly, and against other Australians. It seems to be flavor of the month. But it's still a matchup that I don't like as Alex at all. I just think that she has the dominant ground game, and in that kind of ground game, in that area, in that kind of spacing, Alex just doesn't really have the tools to compete. He can get a little bit of damage just with like pokes, but he's not like Karin where one hit just leads into a snowball of death. So I was a little bit nervous. Apparently this guy was an international. I really knew nothing. I went into this knowing nothing.
I just realized that.
Yeah, I guess I can sort of see it.
So June actually picked up Karin recently. So this isn't women's finals anymore, just for reference. So June actually used to be.
So my opponent just did a shoulder into jab, and I have this habit of pressing medium punch afterwards, and I thought I was able to press that. I thought that was a button that I could safely press. I obviously didn't have it memorized in my head that this button is actually -2, and because Karin has a 3-frame jab, my medium punch can be beat out. If it was a 4-frame jab, then they would land on the same frame, but my medium punch would have priority, which is why I kind of, in -2 situations, do stand medium punch. But throughout this match, this happens again and again and again, and it takes me 2 or 3 times until I realize, wait a second, I actually can't press a medium punch here.
Yes, big punish here.
Stunned.
That's it. Done.
And Robbie will take the first game very convincingly.
So going into the second game, I had a fair bit of data, but the only thing I was really trying to focus on was not pressing a stand medium punch after the shoulder. Trying to get a jab and then convert that into a counter hit combo. But I do think that it's incredibly important that both before a game and in between games, that you remind yourself of what players are capable of. Say it's a player you fought before, maybe you're trying to remind yourself about certain habits they have or what they do in certain situations. And likewise, if it's a player you've never fought before, just try to remind yourself about typical habits that those players fall into, you know? So one for me is after Urians do a crouch medium kick, a lot of them like to do a air knee. And it's something I like to look out for, and I can punish it with a crouch heavy punch into EX knee. And those are the things that will win you games. Just doing one of those things that you're looking out for will win you a game. So for me right now, all I was focusing on was the -2 shoulder into a jab and how to deal with that.
Stun over, back door for the build a meter right there. Very good.
So he gets that EX bar, so he's got something to work with next round.
I play for commentary position sunny side of it. This is not the example I should be setting. Yeah, June taking a round though.
I think Robbie really likes it. I think he wants that elbow put Merm into super.
Oh, for sure.
But he's just spamming the shit out of it.
Taking a big risk that does not pay off is going to result in a lot more damage than he bargained for.
I don't think the risk is worth it because, as you said, no one's really challenging
Not at all.
his EX, his shoulder, which is -2. So if no one's challenging, there's really no point really spending that bar.
I think it's at the point where June's playing his own game rather than actually like analyzing what Robbie's doing.
Yeah.
But damn, Karen's own game works pretty well against just Alex. It's himself. Because, you know, according to Gunfight, this is not a fun matchup for Alex. But Robbie's holding his own right now with it. Alright, no punish on the sweep. Can't punish the
It's a
sweep
very,
actually.
very hard sweep to punish.
Alright, air to air, heavy kick. And Robbie will get the conversion on that.
He tried to punish the whip lariat because he was crouching and he got counter hit by the standing medium punch from Alex.
So, June evening up the life lead. Robbie getting crouch medium kicks in.
These footsies.
Alright, V trigger activate. What's gonna be the setup from here? Okay. Alright, one more will do it. June does not convert. Punish.
No.
No punish. And Robbie finally challenges it properly, and that will be June's life.
It took me a while to figure it out, but I got there in the end and took the win because of it.
Oh, they're playing Field of
My third match was against Acidia, who is another Alex player, but he's more recently been moving on to Abigail. Abigail is a matchup that I like to play fairly slowly, just poke them away with my medium buttons, stand medium kick, crash medium punch, and go for a big heavy kick whenever I can. The only real kind of gimmick I like to keep an eye out for is runs. And when an Abigail runs at you, Alex can crouch heavy punch it to hit it twice so it breaks through the armor, and then you get the EX knee and you kind of can snowball from there. But that is a bit risky because Abigail's can parry the second hit. Or if they EX it, it gets an extra hit of armor, so it doesn't work there. But it's still something that I like to use and keep in my arsenal. At the end of the day, the more tools you show, the more tools you use, the more they have to think. You know, the more work they have to do. So the more likely they end up screwing up is.
The Twitter highlight reel.
Oh, somebody get gunfight.
There's the
dive kick we
punish
wanted.
on the dive.
Yes.
Can we actually call it a dive kick? More of a literal dive. Thinking about it now. And will that be the second stun of the no?
Oh god, that would have been a sick parry. Where's the OS's at, boys?
Oh, it stops the answer, yeah.
I think he wanted the air, but because he was charging, he got the.
Ah, that's
red
why.
button. Yeah, I think that's the case.
Alright, one more mixer will do it.
Oh
Wait,
god!
SD will get that. No,
He does a
doesn't
super.
spend the meter. He doesn't need to. He needs to.
Oh god! Spend it, please!
So many missed
Alright,
opportunities.
build up. He's trying to build. Good whip punish. You saw though, he's baiting. So Robbie's quite aware that he was trying to build that last bit bar just in case of V reversal, right? But then he noticed that Acidia kind of caught on up the second one. He's like, holy crap, you know, V trigger, and then got the roll there. It's the small mind games that comes down to who's going to crack first.
Yeah, Acidia looking not too happy with himself right now. Is he gonna go to character select? Would he bring back a Balrog?
But anyone who's tuning in, if you got any friends, we always welcome newcomers. Yo, band stage, get it off here. You know, I've yet to see a Vega player pick the stage, but one day it's going to happen, and one day he's going to jump on me. One day he's going to grab the gate, and I'm going to DP.
Grab the wall. He's gonna grab the wall.
Oh god. I don't know why they invented the stage, but they did.
Crush counter doesn't get anything off it though.
That shows up his skill.
Why is that?
Whoa, that was a crazy crouch heavy punch there. Super dangerous, but I like it. Whipping buttons. That's a big punish, especially with the hard hit.
Jeez, is anyone still in commercial break? Because apparently,
Let's go. Alright, back throw.
Back throw.
Doesn't get much off it though. Oh, wakes up with the button. That's
it breaks the grab. Breaks the guard, sorry. Command grab number one.
Abigail can win in the corner here. Oh! He doesn't.
No, he whiffs it though.
He could have parried it.
Whiffs
But
it
that's
again.
Right. Good
Parries.
parry. Catches him pushing a button on entry.
And that's gonna be it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be the round. Robbie on set point.
Robbie very much on set point right now.
He did spend the cash, which means that a city goes up in this round with a very large advantage.
So Kai, you might want to check your Twitch. Find on my phone. Alright, nice anti. I like
Stand
that.
heavy punch anti-air, dude. That's some Ken stuff there, man. Oh, V skilling. Look at these ranges, man. Just whiff punishing with the V skill, dude. Charging up in his face. Warm it up. Alright, good stuff. Smoking those buttons. Good dash up.
Alright, dash up, command grab. Great classic tick throw. That's plus.
Very close. Oh, it doesn't quite get the EX knee.
V trigger, last ball of hope.
All in all, not too much to say about that game, but I did get that crouch heavy punch on the run once. And it's just something I like to do because it dissuades them from just running without thought. I'm a strong believer in every time something like that happens, every time you throw an answer out for something that is quite common for a character to do, you've basically won that round then and there. If you come prepared with a bunch of answers to things that players typically do, even if they're not 100% of the time, even if there are answers for those answers, they're not going to show those answers to your answers unless you've already shown them that you know the answer. if that makes sense. So I think it's important to come prepared with just these little things that you can throw in here or there, because they will win you a few rounds, and that's all you need to win a set.
I got a picture with him earlier, finally.
Dude, I got his signature on my underwear.
So for the third place match, I was up against my friend Destiny, and Destiny, I am so impressed that he made it to third place. This guy came to locals. I'd never seen him before, maybe 3-4 months ago. And we sat down, we had a bunch of games, we had a good laugh, and he kind of said to me, like, I want to put more time into Street Fighter. Like, I want to play it and I want to get good at it. And, you know, like, I gave him some encouragement. We played a bunch of games, and he came third, you know, in the space of 3 or 4 months. Even if it was a lucky run, like, I have those two. I'm super happy that I got to meet him here. However, the game itself, these are first to threes. Just being honest, I was flowcharting for most of this game. I had fought him quite a bit, and I felt quite comfortable knowing that he didn't know, like, the ins and outs, the very precise things about Alex and how to deal with it. So I kind of just played my game, and I think this is a skill you kind of just naturally grow into later. When you find people that don't know your character, you can kind of just play the game. You know, you can play to your character's strengths without worrying about the weaknesses, because they don't quite know those weaknesses. And this is a typical example of, I just did things. I played my game, and he didn't know how to play Alex's game. And I really need to sit down with this man and teach him how to play Alex so he can body me next time. However, on that note, I couldn't just do this if he did start adapting to certain things and changing up his gameplay and reacting to certain things. And I think it's really, really important to notice when people do that, because you need to clue on very fast. The Karin game earlier, like, I did clue on, but it took me far too long to do that. But I did recognize immediately when that happened that I had made a big mistake on a decisional level, and I needed to start making steps to fix that as soon as I could. Otherwise, apart from that, I was really just sticking to my guns, just playing a very basic Alex game.
Look at him.
Is that okay on the Shadowloo stage? Alex actually looks like he's the Thanos fan. Yeah, it's like the purple skin, the gold armor, everything.
That's great.
Yeah. Or what did Tony Stark call him? Grimace? yeah, that was one of the lines from
Really?
yeah, that was one of the lines from Avengers. He's like, he called Thanos Grimace. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And he told like his sorcerer follower Squidward.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, shout out to Marvel Studios.
That's great.
Great one-liners.
Man, these anti-airs aren't quite coming through, but I think, like
Speaking
we
of
said,
anti-airs,
it can be very tricky to anti-air and Alex when they've shown that they're willing to dive. Sometimes it's better to take the pressure or the throw, and when that dive kick finally comes through, you know, close it out.
because you get a very big, your biggest punish off the dive kick. Actually.
Oh man, yeah.
Biggest standing punish.
There's not many characters that can't get their biggest punish off that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. It's negative bajillion. Like way past the 10s and 20s at that point.
That's a lot of negative frames.
Yeah.
Alright, nice challenge from Robbie. I like that. And good. And decent bonus for this. I think that was the best thing he could get to that. Presser is not happy about what is it? He's not happy about the punishing game right now.
That'll be it.
I
Does Robbie drop the combo? He does not drop the combo.
He does not drop the combo into the super as well. Wait, so how do you pronounce Freezer? Is it Presser or Freezer?
It's just Freezer. He's just got an extra
Freezer.
E there because I assume someone took it, or maybe it's his second account or something. Maybe he's smurfing on us in Twitch.
Smurfing on us in Twitch, huh?
But no, his name's Fraser,
Freezer? Okay.
but he's Freezer because he's Fraser.
This is the second win for player.
I mean, I know it's in his name, but...
Round one. Fight.
I forgot to pass on Fraser.
That's why he's you.
Let's go. There's a fancy whiff punish with the V skill on the suite, whether it's intended or not, just good spacing. So, yeah, see, this is a very awkward position. Once Ed gets meter there, it can be very dangerous to do, but Robbie sees no meter,
Well,
Robbie push
Robbie's
back.
dealing with completely fine.
Ah. Ooh, whipping the V skill slightly. Warming up.
Alright, I really love Destiny's anti-air.
Alright. Yeah, there we go. Here it is. The -2s into DPs coming in.
Negative 2 DPs. The prison special.
Oh, wow. That didn't combo. Get caught pushing a button there. No, you can't just do this.
I think this is a lot of matchup unfamiliarity. I can see because you gotta bait Alex into doing those parries.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be super patient when that V trigger activates.
Because I can tell Destiny's just pressing it, and actually, oh, Robbie's on match point actually.
Set point, yeah.
So anyway, I know you're in winners, aren't you?
So I will verse the winners of this.
Yeah. So I know you're guaranteed your lunch money later.
Oh, beautiful. I do love lunch money. Oh, the dash through.
Dash throw.
Caught him sleeping.
Robbie's feeling it now.
Oh no, that's the meaty.
Wait, welcome to the dark side. And Robbie will put him to the dark side. Lights will be out very soon.
This should be
into the super, yes!
Yeah.
And Robbie's slide will take it over Destiny 3-0.
That was clean.
And that was very clean, actually. Alright, Destiny, you know...
Third place.
Yeah, that's pretty good placing. Alright, so for you PC monsters out there who are having a bit of difficult time with the audio, sorry about that. We're gonna just quickly restart the stream before we get on to Dale versus Robbie. Give Robbie a little break there and get Dale some time to hop on over to get on. Look, Frieza is not having a good time watching Dale's camp.
So, grand finals was me and losers bracket against Dale, and I have beat Dale in first of twos, but I don't think I've ever beaten him in the first of three. And I was super nervous about this. Just in general, I wasn't playing super well through the whole tournament. But like I said earlier, you can't ever give up. You can't ever give up. So I decided to try some things. And the big thing was V-Trigger 2. I chose V-Trigger 2. I do think V-Trigger 2 is probably the V-Trigger that is best against Juri. I don't see a lot of use in V-Trigger 1. There's not a lot of stuff you can parry. Not a lot of obvious stuff anyway. I often find myself trying to parry V-Trigger fireballs and then just getting murdered for it because they're double hit, and yeah, they kind of get a mix-up off the parry anyway. So I went with V-Trigger 2, try and catch Dale low and convert that into a DDT, or just confirm elbows into it. I think the buffs to Season 4 V-Trigger 2 are actually quite significant, and I do see a lot of potential in V-Trigger 2. The only real plan I had going into this is I need to space myself correctly to stop Dale getting his charges, because that's kind of the big weakness with Juri, right? Is the charges take time to gather, and every time you do one of those charges, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. You're putting yourself at -2 situation, or you're losing screen position. You're moving yourself further to the corner, or if I'm playing right, you're taking damage. So those charges, in theory, should never be free. Alex doesn't have the best tools for it, but I have found use in stand heavy kick and when they're charged, elbows. But in itself, sometimes they trade and it gets weird. But like this is the game I have to play because this is what happens against Juri.
I'm pretty sure Tekken starts. Jay, does Tekken start after this? Tekken starts at 2, so basically after this grand finals we'll have Tekken. Yeah, running Street Fighter through the whole way today.
Low.
Catches him low.
Poking him out.
Sweep. Punishes the sweep this time, which is good.
Nice kind of hit confirmed there.
We all the Tekken boys.
In the corner. No,
Tekken up as well. Alright, finally one command grab in.
Back in the corner.
Alright, V-Trigger activation. Gets a conversion off it.
Out of the corner too. No counter hit on that.
No, but he'll get a crush counter for his worries. Alright, attempt to air and Robbie activate V-Trigger 2. And we'll fall to the crouch jab.
Gets caught there with the fake dash. Dale is just, he knows it's coming. These two played each other a lot.
Yeah. They have a lot of experience against each other.
Nice confirm there with the jump in.
Unfortunate extra confirmed. Unfortunate cancel into the elbow. Attempts to go for the set play again.
Another sweep, not punished.
Look at all these whiff buttons everywhere.
Trying to punish the
yeah,
stall,
the charge, yeah. And speaking of, okay, that's gonna be the round.
Is it gonna kill him?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He's dead.
I am right 90% of the time.
Final round. Fight.
Alright, let's keep it going. Alright, nice jump up here.
Final round.
So that jump light kick is doing Dale very well in this tournament. Actually, he's been airing very well with it. There's a grab. I think Dale went to go for another one, so good on Robbie for interrupting that.
Nice sweep.
Okay, I had no idea he was gonna land on that side. Alright, I like the grab.
He couldn't get much else, so
He could have went for sweep, but it was possible he wasn't gonna hit.
trade for the fireball with trade in Robbie's favor, of course, with this life lead.
So let's see what Robbie can do with the V trigger 2 here.
Dale has full stock here. He's got everything.
He's not gonna spend the cash right now. I'm pretty sure he's gonna spend it on the next part, confirmed there, and that's gonna be it.
Yes.
This does too much damage. And Dale will go up 2-0 from this.
Juri wins.
Somebody dropping a stick down.
It's not mine. So Dale now 2-0. Match point.
The match point to Dale. Tournament. No, not yet. He's on tournament game.
The last game if Dale can pull it off.
Alright, starting around with the grab. Anti-air grab. Alright, there's a dive that's gonna get blocked.
Yeah, Dale recovered in time after the fireball, so he can punish that.
Alright, elbow.
Yeah, so
Elbow
like that.
twice. So Dale deciding to finally block it out.
Trying to shimmy that with too much off of it.
Yeah, so
Jump out of the corner.
Robbie trying to keep him in with no avail. Anti-air whip.
Dale loves that activation. That flip into the activate to make it safe.
Look at that was like 4 medium punches in a row. Dale doing some good with corner pressure. Robbie will get out of that though, and I don't know what's happening anymore because we went to anime screensaver.
A reset there.
Ow! And Dale will wake up the pinwheel into the super.
Not even the EX one.
No, the EX one wouldn't have reached.
Oh.
So that was actually a good option for Dale.
Yeah, I played this pretty bad. Like I said, there's a difference between knowing what you need to do and being practiced enough to actually do it. So I wanted to shut down the charges. I don't think I shut down any. But really, outside of positional advantage, I really got nothing out of his charges. It showed that I really need to brush up on my V-Trigger 2. There was a lot of just DDTs just done raw, or because I saw a crouch medium hit, but he was crouching, or he was just crouching in general. It was real messy on my part, and it's really just a lack of practice of the plan that I wanted to execute, and practice in general, because I'm not up to scruff on my V-Trigger 2 usage, and I've been playing like a lot of Samurai Showdown and Final Fantasy and other games lately, so the rust really showed in this match, and Dale, well, he very much deserved that win. I did not, but you know, I have a plan for this matchup, and I just need to improve my V-Trigger 2 and my plan in general. Make sure he suffers for these charges. Whew! What a rush! Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please tell me if you like this stuff, if you want more of this, or if you hate it. Like, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs down. Do whatever you need to, but I would really appreciate some feedback if this is the kind of stuff that you guys would like. Because at the end of the day, the whole reason I stream, the whole reason I am starting to do this YouTube stuff is because I want to do more stuff for you guys. You know, I want to do what you guys want. So please let me know. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week.